begin with opening statements. Mr. Benson, you'll be first. 3 minutes.
First, I want to say thank you everyone for coming, and my wife Ann and my parents John and Carolyn, and a bunch of you I know, a bunch of you I don't. My name is Steve Benson. I'm running for Division 4 Director of the IID. I want to say thanks also for your support in the last primary. I was the top vote winner in June, and I plan on being in November as well. My position for the IID board is I plan to bring change to the IID board. And why is the IID so important? As you know, it's the lifeline for everything here in the Imperial Valley. Without water and power, this valley would not exist. It was started over 100 years ago by pioneers. My family came 80 years ago in 1923. My grandfather Jack was 18, and my great-grandfather Robert came, settled in Brawley. My grandfather then moved to Mexico and started farming and made his way back. Actually started the company that I'm currently running as general manager. As a fourth-generation resident, I am committed to this valley. A lot of people question commitment in this valley, and I think not only our family business, but my core values demonstrate that commitment. When I moved back to the valley 5 years ago, I had left to go get an education, left to go get experience in both civil engineering, and I have an MBA in finance from USC. I worked on several real estate projects, large infrastructure projects, and I wanted to bring that expertise back here to the valley, not only in our family company, but help the community as well. I became involved in the IID on the agricultural committee. I became involved with Boys and Girls Club, most recently served as president. Many of you know the Boys and Girls Club has expanded throughout the valley to El Centro, and we're looking at other sites. Also on the IID, and that's where I really started to get interested in the director position. On the Water Conservation Board, I served as the past chairman. When I ran for office, I had to be relieved of that title because you can't run for office and sit on the Water Conservation Advisory Board at the same time. So what will I do when I'm elected to the board? First, I will work with staff to eliminate wasteful spending. I think there is a history of excess at the IID. I'm not pointing any fingers. I just think it takes time to understand all the uses of where the money goes. I will strive to return $150 million in overcharged power rates that has been over-collected for the past 3 years. I will renegotiate the water transfer, or work to renegotiate. I think it's ill-fated. I think if we continue with it, we're just going down a dark hole. It's really not a plan to say, don't blow it up. You have to say, we have to fix it now. So I appreciate the time, and I'll answer your questions as they come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. Ms. Mendoza, 3 minutes for an opening statement.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. It's really interesting to see people come out from their homes and spend the evening here with us tonight, and I appreciate you being here. I'd like to thank my husband Ernie for being here as well. One of the reasons why I keep running and running for the IID is because I have a commitment to this valley. I believe that water and power affect all of us on a daily basis. And I strongly believe, with every part of my being, that water is a public resource. And I've been a lifelong member of this valley. My opponent came back 5 years ago because he failed in his business. He came back to work on his daddy's farm. That's the reason why he came back. And he has associated himself with the Imperial Group and the folks that are trying to take control of our water. I'm going to be very direct, folks. I'm going to be very direct. One of the issues at stake right now is who controls the water. And you might smirk and you might say, you know, what is this woman talking about? This election is all about who controls the water, because whomever controls the water controls our revenue stream. This is why we have Ivy First, who is spending over $100,000. That's what my opponent has spent over $100,000. What they could not change during the court proceedings to have the proceeds from the water transfer go to the landowners, they want to do it by changing the makeup of our board at the IID. One of the documents presented to the court was that Mike Morgan with Mr. Maloney, they wanted to they asked to sell, one of their plans was to sell the Coachella Power site, use that money to stabilize the Salton Sea, have 2 boards, have a water board where only landowners could sit on that water board, and then have an electrical board. If that were to happen, ladies and gentlemen, your electrical rate would go sky high. It's a given. So this election right now, this year, is critical. It's one of the most important elections you'll ever have for this valley, because whoever controls the water, whomever controls the IID board, controls the future of this valley and your children's future and your grandchildren's future. Remember that when you vote on November 6th.